This season is such a mess that y'all got me in my pajamas with my, let me take this thing off because I look real crazy. At least let me give you, this is the child in the background. Let me at least give you this. Child, because this is a mess. What's up? How you doing? Ray of Sunshines. I am your girl, Talisa Ray, lifestyle coach. We are reviewing Married at First Sight, season number 12, episode number 3. Nice to Marry You. Yeah, that's it. I think I'm getting a little washed out. Hold on. It's fine. Y'all gonna get what y'all gonna get today, okay? Fat arms and everything. Listen, if it's your first time here, I go couple by couple, and I know y'all want to hear me talk shit about Chris and Paige, but baby, let me tell you how you gonna have to wait. I know they was the first ones we seen, but I'm gonna just have to save them to the end. As a matter of fact, let's just get the 3 couples that we saw get married last week out the way, since they had little of nothing going on. Let's talk Briana and Vincent. When we saw them, they were talking, like, we saw them at the reception, right? And so the first time we really saw them was Vincent talking to Briana's dad with his stoic face. And you know what? What we realize now is the reason why he's so stone-faced, mouth closed, no expression, is because his teeth. Like, I wouldn't want to, teeth are important, and he understands that. So he figured, I just better be quiet. Vincent tells Briana's dad that he's gonna take really good care of her, that she is in good hands. And the dad says, you know, she works really hard, and I just want someone that's gonna match her effort, and if you need me, call me. Okay, I think that probably will mean a lot to him, because of course his dad is not in the picture. I wrote down, friends are so important. I don't know, I think her name is Crystal Child, I can't remember. But the one that sat up with her at the sweetheart table and asked her what she thought. And you know, handsome, check. Beard, check. Bald head, check. Like, yes, check. Like, you need that kind of friendship so that you can relax and have somebody to kiki with. So when, we're calling her Crystal, asked Briana about if she's taking his last name. Originally, she wasn't sure. Then she was thinking about hyphenating it, Miles Moreno. But baby, let me tell you how she's all like, I'm taking the name. I'm taking his name. He makes me feel comfortable and at ease. He is concerned for me. I am taking his name. Listen, they look really good together. They mesh really well together, and I hope that continues. But you know, we saw some glimpses. We saw some glimpses of a little bit of trouble in paradise. But what relationship don't have trouble? Briana's bridesmaids asked Vincent if they're going to consummate the wedding, and he said the kindest thing, which was, I want to get to know her in more ways than just that, and so I'm gonna wait. I think we're gonna wait. Honey, if all the ladies didn't feel like, yes, I'm glad that that's what he said. I mean, honestly, I don't know, y'all could pass judgment on people who have, you know, if they would have had sex. Like, I wouldn't have, because in real life people have sex when they first meet. Like, that's a real life thing. And if you are sexually free or liberated, then if the vibe is right, you just go with it. Y'all can say what y'all want to say. Oh, I ain't even got no lashes on, y'all. I'm on here looking real. Briana is basically almost in love, okay? Almost in love, because he is definitely considering her. Let's talk about Virginia and Erik. And listen, you know what Virginia gives me? She gives me, I don't know if you guys seen that movie. I don't know if it was the late 90s. I'm dating myself, but it's called The Sweetest Thing, with Christina Applegate and Cameron Diaz. And they were like partying and drunk all the time. She gives me that vibe. She looks horrible, like horrible. She needed to wash her face a long time ago. That hair is, which one of y'all said she had drunk hair? Honey, let me tell you something. If that wasn't the truth, she definitely has drunk hair. Let's see. When we see her talking to friends and family, it's the groomsmen, and they just burst her bubble and let it be known. They were like, well, what do you like to do for fun? And she says, I do all of this stuff, and this and that and this and this and that. And they were like, yeah, that's not Erik. Erik's a homebody. Erik likes a good old comedy and to have dinner at home. And you should have seen the disappointment on her face. Like, but I kind of feel like at this point, because he's so smitten with her, I keep saying that, I said that last week, that he may try and conform and fit into her lifestyle. Like try, you know, and meet her and compromise in a way that's beneficial for their relationship. When Erik was sitting with the mom, I mean, you can see he's all like, she's so beautiful, doting on her and shit with the mom. He's like, I'm going to take good care of your daughter. I promise I'm going to take good care of your daughter. But he really wasn't listening to her, because what the mom said was that she was a nonconformist. So that alone should have told you that she might be a little bit of a problem. And then the mom said, you would hope that we're okay with it. When he said, help me y'all, he said, thank you for accepting your daughter, or allowing your daughter, or accepting your daughter's decision to go on this journey, or being happy for her, or whatever. And she said, that's what you would hope. You're hoping that. Honey, the mom, though she's very much so non-conformist herself, is also no nonsense, right? Virginia tells the producers in the confessional cam that, you know, she's really touchy-feelings, and what happens, and she's just gonna go with the whatever happens. And Erik is telling his groomsmen, you know, I'm not expecting anything, but I'm sure gonna go with the flow because I'm excited. He's like a kid in a candy store. That's how attractive he thinks Virginia is. And honestly, I don't see that, but yeah, I got something else to say. He said, I'm at least hoping to cuddle. His friend is like, you're the little spoon. He was like, no, I'm not the big, I'm the big spoon. And at this point, I wrote down, none of these men really give me like confident alpha male. Not the aggressive energy, just the kind of, I'm the head of the household kind of energy, right? They're kind of like, but it's still too soon for us to say. They're kind of like, go with the flow, you know. I don't know. A piece of Vince though in that in the episodes, the previews, you saw a little bit of protect, definitely protect. Okay, wait. When they get to the room, she goes straight for the champagne, like straight for the champagne, pops the bottle, and yeah, that's it. I didn't say anything about Briana and Vincent in the room. It wasn't much to say, right? It was a beautiful room. She had on a cute little nightie, little two-piece nightie. Like, those are really like unassuming, but very, very much so cute, comfortable, sexy. But listen, I just want you to see that I'm cute. It's not overdoing it. Virginia had the same kind of little two-piece nightie set on. I'm all like, did they give them all of those for all of them? Did they get those from Married at First Sight? Because they all had the same thing on. Clara and Ryan. Okay, so when we see Ryan for a brief moment talking to the bridesmaids say, is anything happening? Y'all gonna have sex? What's up with your sex life? And he's all like, listen, that's between me and Clara. You know, as girlfriends, we nosy as shit. Because the one of them said, we're gonna talk to Clara about it anyway. Like, we'll talk to Clara. Like, yo, okay, aren't you the friends that's married? Or at least in relationships? I literally do not have a lot about these other couples, because I wrote for Clara is very optimistic and she feels like it's meant to be when she was talking to the cast or the producers when they were asking questions. So she's real hopeful, right? She thinks that they get along really, really well. In the hotel room, when she says, you know, he helps her out, or, you know, unbutton her dress or whatever, she goes to the bathroom and she's taking down her hair. And I mean, she's got bobby pins for days and a braid and all kind of stuff, and she's like having a hard time, and it seems like he is waiting on her for forever to take her hair down. Because, you know, they not like us, sisters. We would have went to bed like that. Because that's what we do. They have to take their hair down. She took her hair down. The braid, all the bobby pins, you know, combing her hair out and whatnot. It's cool. And when she said, I feel like now I feel more like myself. And he was like, well, you don't look much different. Her makeup, though, was totally the wrong color. She had, the makeup artist had given her a light-skinned black woman's makeup. Like, it would have been, I feel like the makeup she had on her face might have been one shade too light for me. But if you seen, like, there was a picture of it and you could see like the difference between the shades, honey, I was like, oh yeah, Clara, honey, I'm with you. That makeup they gave her was horrible. Oh, now we can talk about oh shoot, wait a minute. Let's talk about Jacob and Haley. Okay, we there. They were our 5th and final couple to get married, okay? And listen, if this isn't an awkward match, okay, listen, they awkward as shit. I was uncomfortable listening, watching, looking, like, baby, let me tell you, it was too much. I don't think I ever mentioned that they have a 10-year age difference, right? So, they could be in different ages and stages of their life, as Rashid said about him and Adriana. Nevertheless, this is the one that's always the bridesmaid, never the bride, and is finally a bride. It's finally in another relationship after 7 years of autonomy and independence. Like, I really find that this might be the thing that struggles, because you're going from being, think about it, if you've been single for so long and now you're going and you're melding and meshing with someone else and incorporating someone else into your life. So from 7 years, like, you ain't really even had like a little, you know, 6-month relationship, 1-year relationship, like all you did was date and then you didn't like them. This could quickly become a problem. I could see it being a problem. I got my eyes on them. Jacob says his deal breakers are if she doesn't accept his dogs. But fortunately, she has Sophie. She loves Sophie, and Sophie's at the wedding, okay, with her little bow on her body. The brother and the friend give him some advice, and the brother Jacob, no, that's not the brother's name. His name is Jacob. I don't know what the brother's name is. It's nighttime. I'm doing this in the middle of the night because I needed to get this off my chest while I had it up. Okay, so y'all, pajamas, right? Hair scarf. I mean, come on. So they says, you know, just make sure that, the brother says, let's make sure that there's honesty and that there's communication. And then the friend says, make sure there's separate bathrooms, and whatever she wants, give it to her. Now listen, the one thing I know for sure, that separate bathroom thing is a big issue, as well as honesty and communication. Like, for me, that's a given. But that bathroom thing, if you could have your own bathroom, baby, take it. Take it, okay? Jacob tells us that he likes a woman with a bigger nose. Now listen, I like a man with a big nose, but I've never heard a man say he like a woman with a big nose. I like a man with a big, strong African nose. Well, unfortunately for him, Haley has a cute little nose, a European nose, right? Yeah, that's right. A cute little European nose. I also wrote down that Haley is one of the prettier brides. Like, when I think about her all the way together, from her hair to her makeup and her dress, like the entire thing. Like, I didn't find anything wrong with her look at all. Where with the other ladies, I could pinpoint something, right? Briana, I wasn't really a fan of her makeup. Her makeup didn't do her justice. I didn't really like her hair, right? When I think about Clara, her makeup was all the way off and she complained too much, so that made her an ugly bride to me. When I think about Virginia, do I have to say it? And then Paige, like, I wish she didn't have that long ass weave. Like, the dress was jamming, but we're not even at Paige yet. So as we continue, Jacob says, Jake, let's call them by their nicknames already. Jake says, I hope that we're attracted to one another, and we'll be able to know if we smile at one another at the end, you know, when we first see each other. There'll be that instant attraction. When she comes out, after he said that, when she comes out, she's smiling and looking like a blushing bride, and he is not smiling. It's like a little smirk. Like, we've seen him smile. So I was just like, does he like her? Is that not his type? Like, anyway. So the friends and family of Jacob wants her to know about his 80s fetish, his video games, that he's nerdy, and that he likes fanny packs. And while they were saying that, and they were panning at Haley's face, she was looking like the rest of us, like, now listen, fanny packs are back in, you know, or they like on their way out, but you know what I'm saying? However, you know, she looking like, yeah, no, and the hair, and he kind of looking like Popeye up here. Like, she was probably like, like, what have I gotten myself into? She did not seem like she was initially attracted to him, okay? her friends and family said that, I don't know what her friends and family said. Oh, that she likes to travel. If you guys get into it, book her a flight to go somewhere for the weekend. Like, they just both had that look on their face. Like, this went from like, I was excited and nervous and this is what I wanted to do, to, ooh, was this the right decision? They looked hella awkward up there. And as they were saying their vows, Jake, of course, first, he loses his place. And it just gets awkward. Like, I don't know. He's super awkward. And I don't know if it was because he had gotten nervous or what, but I was like, ooh, this is, He tried to make a little joke, you know what I'm saying? And then he picked it back up and kept going. And then you had Haley's vows, and I thought they were witty and nice enough. Like, I don't have anything like spectacular or anything blared out or stood out to me about their vows. So if there's something that I missed, y'all let me know down below in the comments. Let's see. And then they had a real kiss. And I mean, you know, relatively real, you know what I'm saying? One of them pecks that you hold and then let go. So it was a relatively real kiss, right? Haley says, you know, one thing's for sure is that her husband, and when they asked, what did you like about your husband or whatever, she says, he's quirky. Off of what she knows, he's quirky. Off of what they told him. The 80s, the videos, the nerdy, quirky. The fanny pack, quirky. I wrote down, is Jacob the new Henry? And is Haley the new Mindy? We find out that Jacob is attracted to Haley. He finds her, you know, very attractive and beautiful. And maybe that's why he got a little awkward and nervous, because she's out of his league. And so everything seemed forced, especially like with their conversation. It just seemed very uneasy, forced, awkward. Like she was trying to dig in and ask questions and he was just kind of just not. They talked about what he ate every day. All he eats is steak and eggs. Granted, it was because he was trying to do some type of exercise, you know, excuse me, some kind of exercise or whatever, a diet plan or something, whatever, but still. And you know, she was like, well, I cook, I can't eat steak and eggs, and I'm about a 7.5 when I cook. You know, she talks about how she jumps out of planes and bungee jumps and travels. And he says, I've never done that before, but I'm willing. I've never really been out of the country except for to San Juan, Puerto Rico. However, Puerto Rico is part of the United States of America. So he's all like, yeah, I just got my passport. Like, so she could kind of broaden his horizons. So maybe they are the new Christina and Henry together. Except for, it seems like Haley might have more couth about her than Christina, but we have to wait and see. So it's time to take pictures, and that's awkward too. And when the lady, the photographer, she says, okay, you guys going for a slow kiss, they both say no, like not in front of everybody. It's because they don't have the chemistry. They aren't connected. Specifically, Haley seems like less connected than Jacob. Like, yeah. Now, when they were sitting at the sweetheart table, she was impressed by his DIY projects of his house, his 70s style unique house. She was like, unique? Well, what do you mean unique? You know, and he's like, oh, it's got the slants or whatever. I didn't want it to be the same as everybody else, but I have a pool and a sauna and a jacuzzi and a beach and a gym. You know, and she seemed to be a tad bit impressed with all of that stuff, but that only lasted for a hot second. When Haley talks to the groomsmen or whatever, and I'm all like, oh, maybe he's just nervous, right? Because you can see a bit of like his personality, and we've seen a bit of it like with the fellas, right? And then Jake is talking to everybody, okay? The mom, the brother, talking about the house project, the do-it-yourself. You know, because he's proud of the work that he's done on this house, okay? Let me see. They get to the room, you know, after the tossing of this and of that. Like, none of that really, they didn't really show us a whole lot of that. But they get to the room, and it looks like, you know, Jake is ready, honey, to like cuddle and kiss or whatever. And Haley's all like, yeah, when the producers ask her, what are you gonna do when you when you go in there? She was like, I'm tired, I'm going to sleep. She is not attracted to Jake at all, okay? Because he was like, can can I at least get a kiss? You know, he been wanting to kiss her all day is what he said. And he was like, so he asked if he could at least get another kiss. And she just kind of like, I don't think he got the kiss. I didn't see the kiss. Did you see the kiss? It wasn't no kiss. Okay, so we done ran through that, honey. We done ran through that because this is going to take up most of the time. It is what we have all been waiting for. It is the Chris and Paige wedding. Okay, we pick up where we left off after the oh shit when he sees her coming down the aisle. And you remember when I asked y'all what the oh shit meant? Remember that? Remember I asked y'all, okay? But I'm gonna hold on to that because what he did was say that sorry. The father said that she was beautiful. Yes, the father, okay, Chris Sr. said that she was beautiful. Like he was checking her out, creepy as fuck, in the damn audience as she was walking down the aisle. I'm getting beside myself because I wrote down, I'm glad she smiled because it is her star quality, right? I mean, she's beautiful. She's got a great shape. But for me, her star quality is that radiant smile. Like, I love a good smile. And it fits her face perfectly. Like, I'm glad she wore her smile. I wrote down she is very shapely. So Dwight, Pastor Dwight is the officiant. And so her family and friends made me feel a little bit emotional, right? So during this little ceremony, I had gotten this much of hope for them. Like, this much of hope just based on their vows and the friends and family's comments. So their comments for her were that she is Christ conscious, that she is quick on her feet, that she is a risk taker and it has paid off in her favor, and that hopefully you don't snore. Now they said some other things in there, but those were like the big key things. And then said, be prepared. She loves hard, so be prepared to be loved harder than you've ever been loved before. And I was like, and I felt away. Y'all know I already feel like she's a little delusional. But in this moment, I felt like, I felt joy for her. I felt like she had me like pulled in, even though in the back of my mind, I'm all like, she's still in a little bit of a fairy tale land, right? So Chris's friends and family wanted you to know that he is shallow as fuck, Paige, okay? That he likes nice things and tailored suits and expensive clothes. Like, it seems like they're all a little shallow, okay? Like, I ain't gonna even lie. That's a learned behavior, honey. And watching that daddy, he seems to be a little bit shallow. Talked about a honeymoon, but that he's hoping for a honeymoon baby. And that he's a hard worker and that he wants to build an empire, okay? Now listen. As I'm listening to this, I'm all like, they have to have somebody that is stupid. Like, this has to be like a true setup. Like, they looked for him specifically, and the only reason that they matched, I told y'all, because they match well on paper, but he is good for TV, right? Because we're all in an uproar about Chris and his behavior and his family, and his family, specifically his dad, and just that whole like energy they have the same. So Chris's vows though were very nice. I thought they were nice. It did not show how shallow he is. You know, he said, I had a question and it said, where have you been all my life? And he was like, I vow to be vulnerable and to care for you and to blah, 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 blah. All these wonderful things. And I was like, oh, those are nice and well thought out. Like, you wouldn't even know you're as shallow as you are because you're shallow as fuck. Like, Chris, I had a glimmer like this much of hope. Paige's vows were very sentimental. She just was talking about how she's been trusting God and manifested this, you know, this relationship, this union. She was kind of grateful for, you know, and how they're going to pray, and she prays that. And then one of the things she said, I pray that that God binds or removes doubts and fears, that you create a safe space. I'm all like, this dude don't know nothing about no safe space. So where you may now salute your bride. They look in. Chris said, do you want me to kiss you? She said yes. period. She didn't say yes on my cheek, yes on my forehead, but this fool said on your cheek, on your forehead, and she was like, kiss me. Like, you know, you can kiss me on my lips. And he goes in and kisses her on her lips. Now, listen, that was my second indicator that he did not or was not really attracted to her. The first was the oh shit. The second one was that he didn't automatically go in and kiss her because he's so cocky and he thinks he's the baddest dude on the block, that he's the finest, that he's the hottest commodity, that if he liked her, he would have went in, right? Okay. All right. So I wrote down, because he said that he thinks that she's beautiful and has a very nice shape and a radiant smile. And so at this point I was like, oh, well, maybe I read this wrong. At this point right here, I'm all like, oh, okay, that's what's up, right? Yeah, girl. So when they go and they talk, you know, Chris asks, you know, because he thinks he's about to be like the big man on campus, asks her what she does for a living, and he's like, she's like, I'm an accountant. And he was like, you know, like, oh, like when you listen to the oh now, I'm going to tell you what I think about it. Just hold on to that, because you, oh, interesting. Oh, is that a problem? Like, just think about what I'm saying. And then he goes on to say that he's an entrepreneur, the youngest black male of a franchise. We all know that it's Subway, and we all know that you lost the Subway, okay? It's an article. If I remember, I'll put it in the comments, okay? Or I'll put it in the description box so that you can read the article for yourself. Oh, I still got two and a half pages of that stuff. Well, we're going to keep going. So then he calls himself bragging about getting ready to close on his house because, you know, now he's also flipping houses or whatever. And she's all like, yeah, I own a house and I have renters in it already. You can see that he's all like, wow. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, so she's just as a boss, if not more of a boss, as I am. Because then she hits him with, I'm a realtor also. Paige, if you don't go ahead and humbly tell him, these are the things that I am. This is who I am. This is what I have to offer. All of this, and I'm intelligent, and I manage my money, I manage my finances well, and I mind my own business, okay, literally and figuratively. Hello. I'm going to give him credit because he shares that they talk about tattoos, and she said that the tattoo looks fresh. And he shares that it was his ex's name and they had to cover it up. That he had to cover it up, and this would be a good time to do it, right? And it's, you know, a crown and a cross, and it represents King Jesus, right? So as they're talking, he mentions the ex again in the conversation when she says that she has a Yorkie. And she's all like, wait a minute, hold up, swole up. How you already comparing me to your ex? Is that chapter of your book closed? What kind of baggage do you got? So he takes it a step further and tells her that he was actually engaged to be married. Now, he didn't tell her how long ago that was, but he did say that he was engaged to be married, and that gave Paige pause, and it was valid. She was like, it's not a red flag, but I definitely need to be more cautious because he's talking about her still, and you know, you were just about to be married, and now you finna marry a stranger? I give her credit. She kept her composure, but as a black woman, you could see all of it going through the back of her mind. Okay? She had now taken off those rose-colored delusional glasses and could see, like, I need to pay attention to what this dude is saying. Like, this is just not something God manifested and brought together. Girl, you better start thinking, is this a lesson? Is this a lesson? And the only thing I could say was, at least he was honest. That's all I could say. Anybody know his sign? If y'all know what sign Chris is, y'all let me know down below in the comments. I did not look it up, and I figure one of y'all might know. So y'all tell me, okay? Let me know, because I'm just trying to see something. So we see the men of the family after the wedding. They're like congregated together, and they're all like, she's a baddie, she got a body. You know what I'm saying? I was like, come on, fellas. I know that that's what we do, but y'all on TV. Like, even the daddy is like, she fine. Like, dad, seriously? What we see though is Paige is, honey, showing her brilliance. Like, to me, she's dissecting the fuck out of him. She's all like, you know, she's concerned about their compatibility. I feel like it was more so after the bomb had been dropped about him being married before. I mean, not being married, but being engaged, right? That's when she started to feel more of like, yeah, I don't know if we're compatible, right? She says she does not feel connected with him. This is her talking to, was she talking to the bridesmaid? I don't know who she was talking to, but child, she said she was talking to the producers. I want him to look at me more. He didn't, he's not looking at me. So we can't really build a connection because he's not looking at me. Number 3, that tells you that he is not really attracted to her. Oh shit. He asked about a kiss and now he's not looking at her. Those are 1, 2, 3 things that says that he's not really attracted to her. I mean, I'm really looking because I'm all like, there's no way I could be wrong about that. Oh shit. The oh shit was like in his, like, anyway. So she says that, they're dancing during their first dance and she finally feels like they're connecting because they're dancing and he's looking at her like he sees her and that they're having a conversation. So she feels like, okay, there's a possibility here. At the table, he shares his rags to riches story about, I didn't know he was from Chicago, and how he was homeless in the car for 2 months and then he went over to where it's for his story, his money song, okay? I wrote down money is his love language. So it's probably like gifts and acts of service. But I literally wrote down money is his love language. She asks him about the engagement in the middle of the reception. I feel like timing wasn't good, because timing is everything. Can you really ask all the questions that you want while you're sitting in the reception? If he said something that you don't like, right? And the facial expressions, I mean, you're already in this. You're already wrapped into God manifesting this husband for you, Paige. So we already know that you're going to go through with at least for the first month or so. But we see they're going to take it to the end. I don't know. But, so my thing was, it was a conversation that she should have waited to have, but that's just my thought. You guys can think differently, but do that down below in the comments because I feel like you're getting bits of pieces. And as Black women, when we ask questions, we've got follow-up questions and follow-up questions and follow-up questions. He jokes around, do you got time? And she's all like, she didn't like that joke. She didn't find it funny. Yeah, I got time. We married now. But he was being a jokester, right? He was being a jokester. But I guess she felt like now is not the time to be joking because I'm asking you about this GD engagement that you had. And he tells her that neither one of them trusted each other. So, of course, she's all like, but you met her on the outside and y'all didn't trust one another. So, like, again, valid reason to have pause about the situation and who they made your match with, right? He says to her, my ego used to be bad. I'm not like that anymore. And I said to myself, so if your ego used to be bad, this is you being this is good ego? Ooh, child. That means you were a true, like right now we already think you a monster. So to me, that means that you are a true monster. Like you were a horrible, the world revolves around me kind of monster, okay? He asked her if she was a virgin. And she said, what? No. He said, oh, well, I'm a great teacher. She was like, what about me says I'm a virgin? Like, first off, I just thought that was inappropriate. The conversation quickly turned sexual and it was just too soon. Because they not vibing. Right? Like, listen, they did not have that kind of chemistry. And so I feel like the conversation was inappropriate. It was at the wrong time. So much so that you saw that it bothered Paige. Every time somebody brought up sex or even in the friends and family with the honeymoon baby, like all of that she found it very repulsive. Like, what the fuck, nigga? You don't even know me. Like, what? So then the father does a toast, and the father's toast pretty much says, I prayed that, he was ambitious, and I prayed for a woman, like, da-da-da-da-da, and I'm ready to have grandchildren, Chris the Third and Crystal. Now we see where Chris gets his inappropriate behavior from. Like, it's his dad. Totally his dad. 100%. like it's just inappropriate. It still felt real creepy to me. Like, I don't know, y'all, did it feel creepy? Am I overreacting? Okay, tell me as a, maybe it's me, fellas, help me out. Maybe it's me as a woman. Am I overreacting? Let us know down below in the comments, because I really feel like the women are gonna agree with me that dad seems really creepy and inappropriate. Like, he was checking out her ass. Like, that's how I was feeling. Like, I didn't see him do it, but I kind of feel like he was. And then it just goes on when Paige sits down with Chris's mom and dad. Chris looks like his mother, hands down. You know, and Chris's mom, when Paige asked for some advice, she said, wait for a baby. Okay, above all else, wait for a baby. Okay, don't go having the baby, the daddy looking. And then the daddy comes in and says, you know, Chris works hard, and when he comes home, you know, he's gonna want the touch of his wife. He's gonna want to be intimate with his wife, and not like once a month. And the wife laughed, because I guess that's what the wife do. But like, that's not your business. And I know she's just as polite and as sweet as she wants to be, but I would have said, Dad, I don't want to talk about our sex life with you. Thank you for the advice. Like, I feel like it's inappropriate. And the wife should have been like, yo, Pop, don't do that. Don't do that. Like, it's disgusting. Like, why are you telling me how many times I need to sleep with your son? Why is that even a thought in your mind? But here's where it don't get better, it get worse. Okay? Chris talks to the bridesmaids and shares about his previous engagement, and says that it was in February. Then he had the nerve, because I don't know which one that is. Is that her sister? I don't know. But she says, are you over it? He said, it took a minute for me to get over it. Well, the way my math is set up, you ended your engagement in February, and I think the show started filming in May. So that ain't enough time to process nothing, even though it was a quick engagement. Like, did y'all see the engagement video? It's on Instagram. Let me see if I can remember to put the link in the description box as well. Come on, thank you, FAMU chick, okay? Thank you for sending that to me. Okay, big ups to my girl, FAMU chick. Goddamn, Chris says she's not a trophy wife, and she's different than what I would normally date. And so they want to know how. And you know, she is a trophy wife, except for she's beautiful and she's intelligent. And he was like, oh, the other women are more ritzy. Which one of y'all said that y'all think that he liked light-skinned women, like had a preference of light-skinned women or mixed women, thinking that type of woman was better than what he has in Paige? Which one of y'all was that? Because y'all hit the nail on the head, especially when I seen what the ex-fiance looks like, and she wasn't really like a baddie. She was cute, but she wasn't like, okay, you know what I'm saying? She wasn't snatched, you know, like, but she was cute. She was cute. Nevertheless, he said Paige is probably the woman I need, but not the woman I would want. The fuck you mean? And you talking to her people about it. The fuck? Where they do that at? Somebody help me understand where they doing that at. He was like, on paper we align, we look good, but being married is more about career, more than about careers and money. As if to imply that Paige is not beautiful. Then the truth comes out. He says he's not 100% attracted to her. He's attracted to her big old ass, right? Her cute little curves, but not attracted to her chocolate beauty. Like, what is that? That woman is a gorgeous woman, except for that wig. I want her to do something with that wig, but I find her very attractive. And I said, well, what's wrong with him? So when she gets back to her bridesmaids on the side, they talk about what she's wearing to bed. And she was like, I got something sexy and I got something comfy and cozy. And the one girl was like, comfy and cozy. Put that on. Like, I really wanted them to really come with it with her. Like, some of them was like, they kind of liked him, like that he was funny, that he was honest and didn't. I wanted them to be like, run, girl, run. Dude don't find you attractive. That's what I would have preferred to hear. Like, my homegirls would not have minced words after those conversations. You know what I'm saying? You what he need, not what he want. Well, what do you want? The one friend, I don't know her name. But the one that did the most talking. She was like, you know, it gives me pause about his vision. You know, like, he has a certain vision of what he wants and what he needs. And if you fit into that vision, great. The problem is if you do not. And that you are more than ovaries and a beautiful woman. Paige says, I'm stuck with him. And I wrote down, no ma'am, you're not. You did not agree to him. You did not choose him, okay? He didn't even choose you. You did not agree to this. And furthermore, when they were talking about what I need and what I want, when we go back to thinking about when she said she was an accountant, and he was like, oh, like, he wants someone that's going to stay at home and really be submissive and take care of their 7 kids or however many kids he said that he wanted, like, astronomical. And she doesn't fit the bill because she is brilliant. She's intelligent. She's beautiful. She manages her own money, has her own, you know, her own shit together. So she's not going to be dependent on him. And that is going to be a problem for him. And then when we saw the snippets of the show, like I said, it's playing out right in front of us. A whole lot of shit is playing out in front of us. This is gonna be messy as fuck, but I am here for all of it. I am your girl, Talisa Ray. Thank you so much for watching my review of Married at First Sight, Season 12, Episode number 3. If it's your first time visiting my channel, click the subscribe button, become a ray of sunshine. Also, click the notification bell and so that you're alerted of when I upload videos. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up because you like me. Also, share it with your friends so that they know where to come and get the tea. Whatever groups you in, honey, slide in them people inboxes and be like, go watch Talisa Ray. She be in her pajamas at night talking to us, okay? That's only for today. Y'all know I don't be looking like this, fortunately. Anyway, I love you in real life and want every good thing that God has in store for you, even if you don't know what that is for yourself. Hugs and kisses and lots of love. I'll catch you on the next review.